When Hope wakes up cured of her abnormality, she still has more to learn. She only ever understood color conceptually with her mind, and without physical experience, she is unable to fully understand color. The scientific facts given to her are insufficient to give her a full grasp on the concept because she has no visual aid or interpretation to help her as a reference or a benchmark. Having to do solely with facts versus experience, Hope's new knowledge has to do with physicalism, or the physical body alone.
The Chinese room argument is the idea that a computer will never reach the level of knowledge or understanding of a human's because it is limited by its mind. The argument states that despite the robot seeming like it knows everything about a certain language, it is only following a set of rules or directions, instead of understanding the actual meaning of what it is saying. While living with her abnormality, Hope only had scientific facts to base her knowledge of color from. This is similar to the Chinese room argument, where Hope appears to be the robot following the rules of science before she falls, at which point she is cured and is actually able to visually interpret and understand color. Searle states, by virtue of implementing a formal computer program from points of view of an outside observer, you behave exactly as if you understand Chinese, but all the same you don't understand a word of Chinese. Hope may seem like she understands everything about color, yet she can't actually point out what a color looks like. She may know how color and light waves interact with the eye or the brain, which suggests that she can understand it herself, despite having no baseline or reference to actually understand it from. Hope may be following a set of rules, but that does not prove that she actually understands the realm of color. Anyone can follow a distinct set of rules set out for them, but understanding what each step does in order to reach the end goal is different. Therefore, Hope, despite knowing every single scientific fact about color in the world, was still unable to visualize them herself, hindering her ability to fully understand color.
Next, the lack of visualization Hope has with colors has stopped her from having a complete grasp of the concept and a vast number of shades of color. Her abnormality forced her to rely on only scientific facts to base her assumptions and knowledge from, minimizing the amount of knowledge she actually knew, because she was unable to have a visual aid to help her imagine the colors herself. Her lack of visualization in the realm of colors means that once her abnormality is cured, she is still unable to name each color given to her. If she is given one red marker and one blue marker, she will know that there's differences between the markers, but she does not know what each color is named. Although she may know how light sources hit her eye at different angles or how color interacts with the brain, this knowledge is not helpful to her when she is trying to name each color. Her lack of imagination with colors stops her from being able to genuinely visualize and understand each color individually. She has no benchmark to understand each color from, and each tiny variation in color is hard for her to understand because she could not take one color and add a different color to it. She has no reference at which she can understand color, and therefore can't understand the differences in color either. From red, blue, or yellow, the primary colors, all colors are made. If Hope had knowledge of what these colors looked like, she would be able to mix them in her mind and get a general understanding of what all the other colors look like. However, because she has lived her entire life in black and white, she has no basis to build off her knowledge of color from. However, without a benchmark to grow off of, Hope is unable to understand the vast amounts of shade each color has. There are too many colors seen in our day-to-day lives for her to understand and imagine. Therefore, a benchmark is necessary to visually understand the vast number of colors in our world. But with Hope's abnormality, she is unable to receive visual aid in her brain to build benchmarks that help her in her journey of understanding color. Therefore, when she falls on the ground and she can see color, she still has more to learn in the visual aspects of color.
While it doesn't relate directly to color's appearance, Hope also learned more about society's correlation with colors and emotions, as well as expanded on her own emotions through color when she experienced it physically for the first time. In different cultures, emotions are represented using different colors, and this representation is used in media, advertising, and everyday life. For example, in the movie Inside Out, each emotion in Riley's brain correlates to a color. Anger is red, fear is purple, sadness is blue, disgust is green, and joy is yellow. Society assigns these emotions a certain color because it is scientifically proven that colors make you feel a certain way. An article from 99 Designs stated, "Colors can make us feel happy or sad. They can make us feel hungry or relaxed. These reactions are rooted in psychological effects, biological conditioning, and cultural imprinting."
Hope, being a part of society, must have known that blue represents sadness and red represents anger, and being a scientist, she must have known the reaction that happened in someone's brain to make them feel this way. However, she never truly understood why this was the case until she saw color herself for the first time. Having a personal experience of color visually, Hope learned more about how color made her feel, something she was unable to do before this point. This taught her more about society as a whole because she finally understood why each color is thought of the way that it is. Having the physical experience of seeing color rather than just understanding scientific facts taught Hope more about not only color's appearance, but also how color's appearance affected her emotionally and how they affected society.
The partnership and connection between the mind and the body is critical in understanding a topic fully. When Hope couldn't see color, she was only using her mind to understand facts about colors and the science behind color theory, but until she used her sight to actually observe colors, she didn't understand them to their fullest extent. In On the Nature of the Soul, Lucretia stated, "Again, we are conscious that the mind and the body are born together, grow up together, and together decay." According to materialists, the mind and the body are both connected in some material way, meaning that they both have an effect on one another, and both the mind and the body must rely on their counterpart, since just the mind or just the body cannot understand a topic fully on its own. Hope learned more about color when her abnormality was cured because previous to this, she was only learning abstract scientific facts about colors. She knew how color affected a person's brain, how the eyes reacted to different colors, and the wavelengths of each color. However, these are all facts about color that do not have to do with the visual interpretation of color itself. Hope was only using her mind to understand color, and that's why she learned more when she actually saw color for the first time. Once she saw color, she did not only understand facts about it, but she understood what color actually looked like as well. She was able to fully understand now because she was using senses, a part of her body, to interpret color herself and then connect the information back to the scientific facts in her mind, so that she finally understood completely, with both her mind and her body, what color truly was.
While science does have the ability to explain some things about the world, it is all just abstract facts. Anyone can know facts or rules about a subject and seem to understand it completely, but they will not be able to understand that subject until, along with the facts, they have personal experience with the topic at hand. To know about color in the scientific sense. If someone asked her how color was interpreted in a person's brain, she could easily answer that question, but she still wouldn't know how color truly looked or how it affected her personally until she saw them with her own eyes. This proves that the connection of the mind and the body is critical in arguing that she learned something new.